reality is, and we'll get into this in the next topic, but anybody walking this earth that has excess of a certain amount of money, they're taking foods out of millions of people's mouths. So whatever they give back, it does not make Bezos. He's a mass murderer in the sense that him having that kind of money is the reason why there are tens of thousands, if not more, mom and pop businesses that have gone under, will never ever return, people that are going to be out of jobs, and so on and so forth. It does not, so it doesn't matter if he donates $10 million a year or $100 million.
I know, like he's giving his employees $300 for Christmas bonus, and I'm like, bruh, you like, how much did you gross this year? You giving them $300? Like, so, like what? Yeah. Like what are you doing right now? Like, these are the small businesses that are being misplaced. And, you know, part of it is our responsibility too. We got to look at ourselves and say, y'all, do I really need to get this tomorrow? Can I really go to a local business to get this book, to get this product? Do I really need to have it? You know, we're just so caught up in this instant gratification that we can't wait more than, 24 hours, 48 hours to get something. But I think that I don't care what he gives. I don't think whatever he gives will ever be enough to, like Haken Jamaican say, to take away, to misplace or to replace what he's taken away from us as a collective, from us as a society. No one person should have, and I don't care what you say, like you ain't worked that hard to get to amass that kind of fortune. Like you,
how do you quantify the level?
I have a question.
Hold on one second, bro. Because let me just build the topic. We might as well transition into it.
Exactly.
Because I think it's a good topic. I'd love to hear Justin's thoughts on this too. But I had a debate in the barber shop a couple of months ago. That's why I have on my hat, because it's time for another haircut now. Right? Bald new show. I can't deal with that. But I had this debate. Barber said that he didn't use the word idolize. That would be putting sauce on it. But he, has a deep appreciation for Bezos as a businessman, right? Or Bezos, however you say his name.
Yeah. And I just say Jeff.
Yeah, the Amazon guy. And he essentially said, this dude is like the richest man on earth. Like, how could you not respect that? And my argument was, but I think it's immoral on so many levels for one human being to, I just Googled it. He's, according to a quick Google search, he's worth $186 billion. Like
he
could spend $1 million every day for the rest of his life.
He could spend.
Wait.
Hold on. He could spend.
Before you guys say that, we're gonna have to break down what that really means. Because
it's not like all like money in the bank. We're not saying he got $1 billion.
That's not really what that means.
We know he doesn't have $186 billion liquid in the bank. We know that. We understand that that's, they're quantifying what Amazon is worth and his other business, so on and so forth.
And we also understand that if he were to drop from the company, that those shares would substantially decrease, and his and every other stakeholders would too. But the problem is,
there are a number of factors. So we get that.
But being a billionaire, period, is like.
But let's not disregard the reality that whether he has that money liquid or not, the fact that that's his net worth, he can leverage that net worth to get anything in this world that he wants. And when I say anything, I mean anything. Like if he literally wanted to buy us, he could figure out a way to do it. He literally could do whatever he wants, right? And so that was the debate that we had, and I disagreed. I said I don't see that I would ever want to have that kind of money, because it's so much that you couldn't even find. You'd run out of ways to give that away. You understand what I'm saying? And you think about the fact that we're talking about maybe 50% of the globe's population is living on less than $1 a day, and this guy has a net worth where he could, ultimately spend $1 billion a year and still be worth over $100 billion at his death. It's obscene. So that's the discussion.
Here's the thing with, I get what you guys are saying, right? And I understand the viewpoint. Should he have that much net worth? I don't know.
That's the question. That's the question.
I mean, I can't answer that because the market dictated that he should have that. If he has that, then the answer is yes, he received it. You know what I mean? We gave that to him. The people invested in Amazon. The people bought Amazon products. The people decided they didn't want to go to the mom and pop shop. They wanted to buy from Amazon.
Did they have a choice? Like, did we really have a choice?
Yes,
I mean,
yes, we did. Yes, we did. We definitely had a choice. Everybody has the choice to buy from Amazon or not. I could choose not to go on the internet and not purchase a product from Amazon. I mean, we could do it right now. Let's not buy our next product from Amazon.
Yeah, but you're speaking of somebody that lives. You live in a metropolitan city. You live in DC, so you can have access to anything that you need for the most part in terms of going to a brick and mortar place.
Okay, so then those people.
The reality is that most of the country aren't in that position, and that's why Amazon is so big.
Okay, so then if we're going to focus on that part, then those people didn't have a mom and pop shop to go through then, right?
Or did they? And they were like kind of like collapsed because of what's going on. You're telling me that they haven't ever had access to.
They have, and they've been flooded out.
I'm trying to understand. Did they have the choice or didn't they have the choice? It's their choice. We as consumers dictated whether Amazon would be as big as they are. And we as consumers said, yes, Amazon deserves to be as big as they are. They deserve to have a stock that's valued at $3,195 as of today. You know what I mean? Because I own Amazon stock. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because it's lucrative. You know what I mean? I don't have $3,195. When I invested in it, it wasn't $3,195. It might have been $1,000 actually. It was probably like $800.
I can't do it. I don't care how rich I get from it. I can't put my money into that knowing that I'm taking away the one thing that we working for. I guess money don't move me like that. I don't want $3,000.
Have you ever purchased an item on Amazon?
Most definitely. But have I been conscious about it lately, about saying, do I need to use Amazon or can I buy from this other person instead? For example, this lady selling a book. Do I need to buy the book on Amazon for $9 or go directly to her for $12? I have the space to do it for $12 and cash out the money. I'm going to cash out her the money instead of going to Amazon. Like, I think that we can make tiny decisions like that will empower small business owners.
Okay, so you can still empower small business owners, but how many of your transactions have been on Amazon? Most people's transactions.
I don't think I made any last month on Amazon. I didn't have a need to because I've been conscious about it. Now there may be a legitimate reason to be, but if I'm not cognizant of like other places, do I get the itch to want to buy something and get a box every week? Oh, definitely, especially when stuff is $9.99 and it could be here by tomorrow morning. Most definitely, but if I have the option of going to another person and paying a few bucks extra and I have the ability to do so, yes. But there's people that don't even have the ability because the difference between $9 and $12 is a meal for tomorrow. And they have robbed people of being able to provide, these necessities, these life necessities from their local corner stores because Amazon's going to come over here and beat you out for $4.
You see, me personally, I haven't seen that because Amazon hasn't ran off.
Yeah, you live in a metro.
Amazon hasn't ran off the bodegas. But here's the thing: if that was the case,
they got
an Amazon Fresh now. They got an Amazon Fresh, and I was almost tempted the other day. It came up like, oh, they got Lysol. I was like, ooh. And I was like, no, you don't need that. Like, you don't need that. You can still go over here. You can still go to your local grocery store to get that. Like, you don't need to.
Okay, Trish, and that is you who's making that cognizant decision to say, I am not.
And I'm not perfect, but I think we all need to make a cognizant decision about like how we displace people that we are trying to. Like, I think that my local grocery store, who is it, Publix, Kroger, is going to do way more for me than Amazon ever will. Like, I know they're in our community. I know they support in our school.
Who did Publix move out the way? Who did Kroger's move out the way?
Right. So I mean,
if we're not, we're not. There's always that big guy that we can always point to and say you're not bigger than. But if Amazon,
but we can make that. We can make individual decisions. Like you can make individual decisions not to support that. You can.
Correct. But then here's the thing: if we make that individual decision to not support Amazon, you will just grow Publix into the new big dominant.
No, not necessarily because Publix.
That's how it always been.
No. Listen. All right. Well, let me not harp on that because I know you just said Publix because Trish just said Publix. I know. So you're speaking whether it's Publix or this company.
Yeah, just in period. Like if it was Kmart, Walmart, Now it's Amazon. We always, as consumers, will build up the next mega company because we prefer convenience over the local. It just is what it is. Now, should we take a cognizant step and realize what we're doing? We have to change that. Amazon can't change that. Amazon just provides their service.
So hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Do that.
Hold on a second. If I'm understanding you correctly, it sounds like you're saying that consumers not only have the power to push these companies where they belong, but consumers as a whole are educated in terms of what they're spending their money on. Is that accurate?
Yes, on one. Two is no. They don't understand what they're doing to themselves.
So let's take it back now, because you just said that it's the consumers that push Amazon to where it is, and
that is true.
And we fired back and said that for the most part, these consumers did not have a choice, or their choice was severely limited. Now, to finish that point, and then I'd like Justin to jump in on this, because I'm going to use an example to tie him into this now. Big business versus small business, local business. What's the name of the tax people, Just? H&R Block. H&R Block.
Okay.
H&R Block got stores all over the place. Come tax time, you see them, see the commercials, this, that, and the fourth. H&R Block could give two shits about our community. They don't care about it.
Agreed. Right? Agreed.
So many of us run to H&R Block to get the most basic of service, the most no knowledge or education at all about what's going on.
And all they're doing is dropping numbers on the keyboard.
Yeah. Spend your money.
100%.
You for those that get back money, they great, and every year same thing. Or these same consumers that you spoke about go to Justin and Nathaniel, Justin's company, where they're going to get educated about what it is, how their taxes work, and what they could do differently the next year, and how they could have saved more if they had done X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. And when we empower Justin, we know that one thing that Justin is going to do is he's going to bring others with him.
Okay, so time out. When you say we empower, who empowers?
I want Justin.
As a collective, a community.
So the consumers empower Justin.
Yeah, and
here's the reality though. The reality is that you made a point about it's the consumers that they make that decision, and you made it sound like they make the conscious decision. The reality is that H&R Block got however many decades or 100 years head start, right? So they have the means to be able to spend millions of dollars on
marketing
and swamp out the rest of the market. So
they use the same software.
Right. So when I say that consumers don't really have a choice, consumers don't know Justin and Nathaniel yet to the level that they know H&R Block. And I'm going to stress yet because it's going to get there. But what I'm saying is it's going to take time to build that up. The only way to make that happen is to do what Trish said, which is to make a conscious decision. Me, as a young Black man who's a business owner, I need to get my taxes done.
I agree.
I go to do my taxes. Can I find a Black business that does taxes?
Yeah,
I agree. I'm saying the same.
And the same thing with groceries, like even Publix. Like I'm thinking about Publix because that's what's down the street from me. But like, let me think about like, are there some Black grocery stores in my neighborhood? Do I have to drive 30 minutes? I'm cognizant about that with all my doctors. All my doctors are people of color. Like I was intentional. I drive 45 minutes at least to get to any one doctor that I have to see, but it's worth it to me knowing that I have somebody that I know cares about our community, hopefully. You know what I mean? Taking care of me. And I think that should be the same in everything that we do. We didn't have a 400-year head start. And so it's our time now to start globally educating our friends, our families, our
now you're talking. That's the key point, because they're going to make those decisions because of the lack of education. But again, it is still up to the consumer. It's exactly. I mean, whether it is intentional or intentional.
No, it's intentional, Chris. Stop trying to descend on that. No.
This is my point. I don't know. this is my point. Yes, when you're a business, you're going to go out there and you're going to present your services as best as you can, like all of us will. All of us should. That is business. But it's still up to the consumer to choose you, right?
Yeah.
It's still up to the consumer to come to Just and say, I choose you, Just. It's still up to them to come and say, I want Patricia Morgan to be the person that does my diversity training. Yeah. It's still on their responsibility to take it upon themselves to realize what they're doing to their community by making that choice. We can't make that choice from them.
Yeah, you can't make them, but you can help them.
We got to educate them. Yeah. And they have to be receptive, and they have to educate themselves as well, because I can't teach a person that doesn't want to learn. I can show.
Oh, no, I was a teacher, so I'm still a teacher. And I think.
So you can teach a person that don't want to learn?
Absolutely. I had to do it every day.
So hold on, Just. You have any thoughts on Just?
Yeah. Hurry up. We're going to wrap this up because we're not letting Chris get back on the mic. I'm frustrated.
What? You guys actually...
honestly, not too much, bro. I mean, I think you guys made some great points, and I think that the idea that one thing that I did have a question about is the idea of how do we go from where, because I think we've gotten to this fork in the road where we all understand that one, we need to be supporting Black businesses, small businesses, and we understand that, you know, because of accessibility and all that there is a feeling that you want to go and work with Amazon instead of, you know, this small business. But the question is how do we get, and then that there's this lack of education, right, with the consumer, or there's this lack of information there for the consumer to understand that they should be buying with Black businesses, small businesses. But how do we get that information to them? Like, how does that information get to the consumer on a large scale? Because I think we have 4 individuals, for instance, on this phone, and I think our outer circle do the same things. But how do we get it past that? That's a drop in the bucket, right? Like that's only a few tax or people that are going to need tax returns. What about the masses? Like, how does that information get to the masses such that it does create an actual ripple, an actual effect in the economy? I don't know how that information gets to those consumers, right?
I think little by little. I mean, I think every small decision we make impacts the larger decision. I think eventually